The front line erupted into chaos as Ukrainian FPV drone operators unleashed precision strikes against Russian motorized troops attempting to breach defensive positions. What began as a daring push by Russian units quickly turned into a nightmare under the relentless pursuit of explosive-laden drones. Russian motorized infantry had surged forward on motorcycles and light vehicles, aiming to exploit a gap in Ukrainian defenses. Dust and engine roars filled the battlefield as columns advanced at high speed, confident that surprise and momentum would break resistance. But unseen above, Ukrainian drone teams were watching every move. With controllers locked on, the first FPV drone swooped down in a shrill dive. A motorcycle carrying 2 Russian soldiers exploded instantly, sending wreckage tumbling across the ground. The column screeched to a halt as panic spread, but the drones were only just beginning their hunt. More drones followed in rapid succession, darting low between trenches and tree lines like metallic hawks. Each carried an improvised explosive charge capable of shredding vehicles and men alike. Precision hits set multiple bikes ablaze, their riders flung into the air as Ukrainian soldiers cheered from the trenches. The Russian advance, once fueled by momentum and speed, dissolved into confusion and terror. Riders tried to swerve off-road in desperate maneuvers, but the drones adjusted effortlessly, curving and banking in midair with terrifying speed. One light armored vehicle, fitted with a heavy gun, attempted to provide covering fire, its barrel spitting tracer rounds wildly into the sky. But the attempt was futile. Within seconds, an FPV drone slammed directly into its engine block, igniting a roaring fireball that consumed the crew inside. Ukrainian defenders later reported that the battlefield was filled with black smoke, roaring flames, and burning metal, as drone after drone found its mark. The motorized troops had counted on rapid mobility to overwhelm the trenches, but their very speed became useless once the drones locked onto them like guided missiles. In mere minutes, their momentum evaporated, leaving them vulnerable and exposed under the watchful eyes of Ukrainian operators. Ukrainian infantry seized the opportunity immediately. Rising from their positions, they poured relentless small arms fire into the dazed survivors scrambling on foot. Caught in the open, many dropped their weapons in desperation, raising their hands in surrender, while others fled back toward their own lines, zigzagging through the carnage. The defenders pressed forward, reclaiming lost ground with renewed courage, their spirits lifted by the devastating effectiveness of the drones. The failed Russian breakthrough highlighted, once again, the lethal evolution of drone warfare on modern battlefield. Once dismissed as little more than a nuisance or experimental tool, Ukrainian FPV drones have become a decisive weapon capable of halting even determined motorized assaults with surgical accuracy, minimal cost, and maximum destruction. Witnesses at the scene described the aftermath as apocalyptic, with smoldering vehicles scattered across fields, roads cracked and burning, and lifeless bodies sprawled across the dirt. The once speedy Russian column had been transformed into a graveyard of twisted steel and charred remains. Their gamble on mobility had backfired catastrophically, giving the drones perfect stationary targets to obliterate. Military analysts noted that Ukraine's innovative use of drones has shifted the balance in key confrontations, enabling defenders to blunt offensives without committing vast reserves of manpower. The destruction of this motorized force not only saved Ukrainian lines from collapse, but also dealt a severe psychological blow to Russian forces, reminding them that every advance comes with the risk of sudden annihilation from the sky. Some Russian soldiers who survived the ambush and were later captured were visibly shaken, their faces pale, their hands trembling as they recounted their ordeal. They described the drones as unstoppable flying bombs, confessing that no amount of training had prepared them for the terror of hearing the shrill approach of death from above without warning or mercy. For Ukraine, the victory reinforced confidence in its growing drone corps. Commanders praised the operators' skill, discipline, and cold determination under fire, crediting them with preventing what could have been a costly breakthrough. Each destroyed vehicle, each broken assault, added to Russia's mounting losses in manpower and resources, draining morale and fueling fear with every failed push. By the time the smoke cleared, silence once again blanketed the battlefield, broken only by the crackle of flames devouring the wreckage. What began as a bold Russian assault had ended in utter disaster. Their motorized troops shattered, their confidence crushed. Ukrainian drones had proven once again that agility, innovation, and ruthless precision can overcome brute force in sheer numbers. The message was unmistakable and chilling. In this war, no Russian advance is safe, not from soldiers in trenches, nor from artillery, but from unseen eyes in the sky, guiding explosive wings of vengeance that strike without hesitation and leave nothing but wreckage in their wake.